Hey y'all, Monk Joseph here with the Broken Buddha. We have an interesting topic today. We're going to talk about the legend of listening Jin. This is the one thing that separates me from, not the one thing, but this is a major piece that separates me from the fighting monks. So let's get right into it. I call it the legend of listening Jin because I'm about to tell you a couple stories and you're probably not going to believe them, hence kind of legendary. Um, okay, so most people know listening Jin as when you do your sticky hands, or if you're doing chi sao, push hands, symbol hands, any of these long-term contact drills where you're just listening to somebody's body with your body, and you're reacting consciously and cognitively, but over time it becomes its own thing. Okay, now time for the stories. I've tested two fighting monks listening Jin, and I don't have this skill, by the way. I haven't. I've never had the opportunity to put that kind of time into my listening Jin with a group of fighting monks. So now time for the story. I've tested the listening Jin of two people trained properly by fighting monks. One was one of my friends in China, younger, early 20s, after a few drinks. And the other one was a bar owner in his early 60s, completely dead sober. So, so I guess I'll just tell the story straight out. So, for my buddy, the guy that owned the bar, oh yeah, by the way, if you ever throw a punch at a fighting monk without them knowing about it to test their listening Jin, you should expect to get rocked, maybe knocked out, maybe hurt. It doesn't matter. If you want to see this skill, there's going to be a price, and if you're not willing to pay it, don't throw punches randomly at fighting monks. So, my bar manager friend, we were leaving. He wouldn't mind me saying his name's Dave. Um, we were leaving the bar, and it was like one of the last times I was ever going to see him because I was coming over here to the West Coast. And we were just talking, hashing it out, and I just raised for impact and shot a punch. And yeah, remember, I mean, it wasn't like my most devastating strike I could possibly conjure from way back, or like, but I definitely would have popped him in the jaw. Maybe he would have seen stars, maybe been knocked out. How hard that I did swing at him. So, but again, I was planning to get hurt, and I did. So I threw the punch, like we're walking, talking, I'm just like, bam! And I still to this day don't know what he did to me. He literally just reacted and went, "Are you okay?" And I'm sitting there like, nice. And whatever he did sent so much pain down and up my forearm that it was borderline immobilized. And I was like, I just wanted to test your listening, Jen. And he understood, and I understood. I got hurt, and there's the thing. I could have got a lot more hurt, is the point. And but it is that amazing. He did not know a punch was coming. He didn't know I was testing him. I threw a punch. He deflected it. It hurt. He had no cognitive expression or control over it. The other story would be my buddy Ethan from Australia when I was in China. We were leaving the bar one night, and I know that he had proper listening Jin training from one of his family members. And we were just walking, talking. We had a few drinks, and and again, I wasn't waiting for an opportunity. I'm like, whenever I do it, I'm like, I'm going to test their listening Jin now. It was not because we were drinking, we were hanging out. It was just a thing that we were, I just wanted to see what his listening Jin looked like. And same thing. And remember, he had a few drinks. He just deflected it. It was like, hey, don't do that. I was like, I just wanted to see your listening Jin. And he was like, I could have hurt you. I was like, it would have been okay. So that's it. That's what listening Jin is. Work on your sticky hands, work on your chi sao, your push hands, your symbol hands. Really get it. If you have a buddy, if you got a friend you can work on listening Jin with, and your iron limb conditioning, your rooting, you will become untouchable, unstoppable. It's pretty impressive when you see it for yourself. I was very impressed to that. I'm pretty sure if you throw a punch at me and I don't think it's coming, you're just gonna punch me in the face. And there are exceptions to this rule. Like my Hun Sao is good, but it's not listening Jin. It's just a reflex. If you try to pin me or my body sees it as the next opportune movement, my body will Hun Sao without my say so at times. And there's other stuff too, just from the constant muscle memory and stuff. So there you have it. That is the legend of listening Jin, the thing that separates me from the one of the main things that separates me from the fighting monks. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do your own research into listening Jin and sticky hands and push hands. I will say it's kind of difficult at times to find a true master of this craft. But if you do, like, buckle up, stay on for the ride as long as you can, and I think you'll really enjoy it. All right. So that's it for this one. Peace and blessings. Thanks for stopping by.